So moving on from Nordids, we move to Troenders. So here are a few Troenders with Nordic predominance. So here's a fellow from Oslo in Norway, and as you can see, his skull is very Nordic. He is said to be Brun with Nordic admixture, but the Nordic is clearly visible in his skull and his face. Then here we have another Nordic with Brun. You can see the CM influence here, but again, Nordic is dominant. And then here we have a Nordic Troender from Kurland. You can see the Nordic clearly, but it's obviously CM influenced. Here we have what you could call a Troender proper. This guy is from Bergen in Norway, and you can see the blend of Nordic and Cro-Magnon elements quite clearly in both his face and his skull. This is what is often called on the web an Isto-Nordid. So this chap is mostly Nordic, but he shows Baltic influence. The Baltic type is called East Baltic by Kuhn, and we tend to call it Baltic in the online community, with East Baltic being a term reserved for those of Mongoloid influenced Ladogan influenced types, but we'll come to that in a moment. Then we move on to those with CM predominance. So, first, a couple with clear Nordic influence. Here's a Brun, and you can see that the Brun is dominant, but you can also see the Nordic influence given features like the sharp occiput you see there, and you see the influence in the forehead also. And then here we have a larger-headed Scottish Highlander. Again, the CM is predominant here, but you can see the Nordic influence there. Here we have a Brun who is transitional to the Nordid type. It's not a very good angle, and we don't have two shots of this one, so we can't see exactly the makeup, but yeah, he's said to be a Troender, a Brun transitional to Nordid, and he's a Finn from Vasa. Here we have one in which, I mean, he looks, if you look at him once, he looks clearly Brun, but again, you can see the Nordic influence in the occiput there, and in the skull shape overall. Now we move on to Cro-Magnon brachycephals. So these are largely unreduced, but they're of the brachycephal type, so they have Borreby, or they are Borreby or have Borreby influence in combination with Nordid, because we're still talking about Troenders here. So this is an approximation of what we tend to call Anglo-Saxon, which tends to be Hallstatt Nordid plus Borreby, with the Borreby showing very strongly in the mesobrachycephal skull form. So this one is he's brachycephalic Troender. He's got very wide head, and that's why he's brachycephalic, and he's from Norway, in Bergen. Here we have one who, if you look at him once again, you could almost mistake him for Nordic, but he's also brachycephal. He has light red hair, and he's Galician Pole. More examples of the Nordid brachycephalized by Borreby. This is very close to what we tend to call Anglo-Saxon. This guy is very blonde. He's from Schleswig-Holstein. Here we have another very blonde individual. Again, a Nordid brachycephalized by Borreby. So this guy was from Germany, in Hanover in Germany. So that's Troenders. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, if you would sub and share, it would greatly help the growth of the channel. Ciao for now.